Hey guys, welcome to beauty session number 4. I'm so sorry that I was gone for about it was like 2.5 weeks. Life just happens and I've just been like exhausted. Anyways, we're gonna jump right into the video. As you can see, I have somewhat brows on. Not really, they're not defined. These are like my natural brows, and I already prepped my face, but I don't have anything on. My skin is like crappy. It's about to be girl time, so all my ladies out there, you understand what I'm going through. I just dyed my hair, so it's like super duper black, which I'm so excited about because it was looking all crazy. But I'm just gonna pick it up and do like a little grandma bun for this video. And I call this my grandma bun because in the cartoons, the old ladies always have like a little tiny bun. So this is my grandma bun, but it's not like a tight bun. It's like a messy, just put your hair up bun. Today's topic is signs that you're in a unhealthy relationship. We've covered a couple topics about like, why do you stay in a relationship, or dealing with a breakup, or dealing with like toxic people in your life. But today we're going to talk about when you're in a relationship, signs that you are in an unhealthy relationship, things that like are just like red flags, that if you are in a relationship and you like are experiencing these things, then maybe it's time for you to move on. I just have to do my brows, which we're gonna go. I haven't done my brows on camera. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Brow Pro palette, and I always use, well, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I use like dark brown or ebony, but today we're gonna use ash brown, which is like, I know I need a new one, it's nasty, don't even judge me. So I am going to use a little spoolie to just like brush through my brows. I had gone out earlier, so like I had like lightly filled in my brows because, you know, I don't want them to look all bald and crazy looking. So I am using a MAC, I think it's a 286. It's like a very skinny eyebrow brush, and I'm gonna go into that lighter ash brown color. And I literally, what I do is, and I've taught a lot of people how to like fill in their eyebrows because they didn't know. So for beginners, you should like brush your eyebrows up and follow your natural line, brow line all the way down. And then when you're gonna get ready to do the top, you brush all your brush all your hairs down, and then follow the natural line for your brow so they're not like completely overdrawn. Even though I kind of like to overdraw my brows because they're very thin. So, but since I've already been doing my brows for a long time, I don't have to do that brushing the hair down trick because I already know like where I want my eyebrows to start and how I like them to look. All right, so now since I got like my desired shape, I'm going to brush through them so that they don't look so harsh. And then I'm gonna go in with the very dark color. It looks black, but it's not. It's like a deep like charcoaly color. It's not black though. And then I just use that for the end of my brow, and I just like the way that like defines the rest of the brow. And then again, whatever's left over, I just like feather, and I try to bring it in even though I don't have like brow hairs here like closer to my nose, like, you know, the bridge of my nose, but I have to like make an illusion like I have like thicker, longer brows because I got little baby brows. So boom, the eyebrow's done. My favorite concealer brush, and this is a MAC 126. It's like flat. And then I just take some concealer, just clean it up underneath my eye. I'm sure you've seen a gazillion people do the same thing. And I'm taking my L'Oreal concealer, and I'm just taking a little bit on the brush. Like, trust me, you don't need that much, because you don't want too much concealer that you have to blend out. That takes forever. And I'm just gonna follow that line. See, very lightly. You don't gotta get crazy with it. And I think the less concealer that you put, they don't look so like so defined. They kind of look more natural, in my opinion. Even though like we're definitely not going for a natural look in this video. I think that I want to do like a Christmassy look or something. So I'm excited for that. See it? It almost looked like I don't have any concealer on the brush, but I definitely do. And I'm just going to this one. Alright, so for today I was thinking of doing something like a little glittery, experimenting with some like pigments that I have. I have these MAC pigments. This one is in English Gilt. Looks like that. It's like a little shimmery, and this is like an actual glitter. First, I want to say, just because like in your relationship there's like one thing that's on my list that you feel like happens in your relationship, that doesn't mean you're gonna automatically go and like break up with your significant other. Because I feel like sometimes people take like what other people say like so like literal, and they're gonna be like, based off the shit that I say, they're gonna be like, damn, that's happening in my relationship, that means I'm in an unhealthy relationship. No, sometimes these things happen as a result of something else. Doesn't make it all right, but it doesn't mean like your relationship complete fail. So girl, don't worry, hold on a second. All right, so the first sign to know that you're in an unhealthy relationship is being with someone who's controlling. So having control can come like in many forms, right? So in my experience, it could be something as small like, you know, controlling what you wear. Like let's say you know, you want to wear like a sexy outfit or like show some cleavage or some leg. They're like, no, you're not gonna wear that, like you're not going outside like that. If you wear that, I'm gonna break up with you. Like that, look, I told you can't wear stuff like that. Like, who are you to be walking in the street? You're my woman and you shouldn't be showing skin. Come on. No one should ever feel like they have the right to control what you wear. Only if you're a child and it's your parent. But if you're in a relationship with somebody and they talk about, oh, you can't wear that shirt because it shows so much cleavage. Okay, it's my freaking boobs, and if I want to show them, I want to show them. Like, don't get me wrong, like if you're gonna show skin and, you know, be tasteful with it, don't get crazy like your nipples all out and shit. Another thing is if they get upset when you're gonna go out with your friends, like it's okay for them to go out with their friends, but the moment you go out with your friends, it's a big deal. They want to start arguments with you so that you don't go outside or, you know, go with them. They want to give you the guilt trip, like, oh, you're gonna leave me, you're gonna go be with your friends, you know, you're just gonna leave me like that, I can't even come with you. Like, or they say, fine, whatever, I don't care, go out with your friends. But then they're texting you all night, like trying to find out what you're doing and who you're with and where you're at. And they start arguments with you while you're out because, you know, they're pissed off that you're out. Like, honey, again, someone should not have that much control over you that they decide if you go out with your friends or who you can go out with or when you can go out. Again, you're not going out with a group of guys if you're in a relationship. I mean, unless like they're like your brothers or like people that you grew up with that like you knew before you got into this relationship with this person, then that shouldn't be an issue, because these are people that basically they're your baggage and they accepted you with your baggage of, you know, your male friends, or if you're a guy, female friends. So that should not be an issue. So we're gonna jump. Okay, so we're gonna get into makeup because I could keep talking and then we're never ever gonna get into makeup. So I'm gonna prime my lid. I'm gonna go in with that same concealer and I'm just gonna put that all over my lid. Anyway, then I'm gonna take powder to set that. The other day I did my eyeshadow and I forgot to set my concealer, and like the eyeshadow was like weird. It was just acting weird. So make sure you always set your eyeshadow before you start going in. I'm just using some like translucent powder. You don't gotta OD, just a little bit. All right. Okay. Then, oh my god, I got my boxy charm this month. I'm freaking in love. I always say that, right? I got the Fairy Tale Storybook Cosmetics. Oh, this little palette. It's like a little, it's literally like a book. And then it has like a little mirror here. I haven't taken the plastic off. And then look at these little shades. How cute. You know what's so crazy is that I think this is going to be a good, even though it's like a little bulky, but like a cute little palette to travel with. These three colors here are literally like my go-to crease colors when I'm trying to do like a natural, like a little fast look. So I'm about that. I really like those. But we are going to use that palette for like the browns. But I want to go in with like more of a like a neutral crease color. I'm gonna go in with my OG Urban Decay, this is what? The Basics palette, and I'm gonna use Naked 2, which is this shade here. I'm just gonna put that all over my crease. And I'm using my same Morphe brushes. And we're just gonna work in circular motions. I kind of have like a look in mind that I want to do today. Something like Christmassy. This is a bronzer palette, but I want to use, this is a KKW Beauty, like her original bronzing palette that she had come out with. And I'm using this color here. And again, I'm just gonna add that to the crease. That's like this is like a perfect like eyeshadow color for like if you're trying to like deepen, or like if you're trying to do like a natural look and you just kind of want to like define your crease. I think that's such a nice color. It's meant to contour, that's why. So it's like if you want to contour your crease, that's nice. And we're gonna get like a little smoky with it, you know, like around like the outer corner. Just get a little, have like it smoked out. Actually, you know what? I might bring that in. You know what? Let's bring those shades into the... I think I might do like a little halo eye effect. But it's like started to take shape. Like it's like round. Probably not. I see it. I see it. That's all that matters. Alright, so that's that. So I'm looking like I got punched, and that's okay. Because we're going to hook this up. It's going to look so bomb. Start like bringing in some like warmer colors because I use a lot of cool colors. I'm going to use this brown. Outer corner, inner corner, and then just do circular motions. And then I'm just going to take a clean brush and blend. Okay, so jumping back into the topic. So that was number one, being controlling, and that could even be with money. I'm not gonna give you money to buy what you want, or you guys go out and you know you have your own money, or yeah, I'm talking from personal experience. Like you have your own job, they have their own job, but you go out and you want to buy something and it's like, no, why are you buying that? Like you always like to spend money and waste money, and they argue with you or like guilt trip you. Like of course, when you're in a relationship, especially when you're like in a partnership 50-50, like you're paying bills and stuff, like you're gonna prioritize your bills and you're gonna put money, you know, away, but you should not, somebody else should not control like your spending at all. Like if you want to buy those shoes, girl, you go buy them shoes. Like who cares if he gets mad? This is your money, you're working for it. You work hard, you deserve it. That's my favorite line to say. Just having this Corona Refresca here in coconut lime. These are so fucking good. It's like a little mini turn up makeup beauty session. Ooh, ooh. Okay, anyway, so like I said, I was blending. All right, so number two is they use scare tactics. And what I mean by this is like threatening to break up with you if you do things that they don't like. So for example, if you go out and they're like pissed off because you're going out, and they don't want you to go out, so they say if you go out I'm gonna break up with you. Or if you wear something that they don't like, they're like, oh, I'm gonna break up with you if you wear that out. Like why would you wear that? Just basically like trying to scare you so that you don't do things, so that they can still have that control over you. Like that's a problem. Why should anybody like be threatening to break up? Listen, if you're gonna threaten me to break up with me, just break up with me, because I'm gonna break up with you first. Please don't do it to me, honey. Ain't nobody gonna scare me. And what's so sad is that looking back, like in my past relationship, like I was young, I grew up with this person, so I didn't see it as like scare tactics or like manipulation. I saw it as like, oh, they care about me. Oh, like he really wants to be with me, so like he doesn't want anybody else to look at me. Or like, you know, he wants to build with me, so like he's looking after my money because he wants me to be responsible. Like I didn't see it for what it really was. I was blinded. We talked about like being blinded by friendship. You're definitely blinded by love, and when you're in a relationship. And so like sometimes when you're in it, the things that they do, you don't like see. like what it really is, but people on the outside can always tell. And I know that my best friend used to always like, and this is why my best friend and him just like didn't get along. My best friend used to always be like, yo, like what the hell, like what's his problem, like why does he act like that? And I used to be like, oh no, and in my mind like she was just hating. But no, like this was a fucking messy ass like unhealthy relationship. But again, I was like in love, I was blinded, so it was kind of like, you know, oh no, he loves me. These are the things that a person that loves you does. No, like don't tell me you're gonna break up with me if I wear the sexy outfit. No, I'm gonna wear the sexy outfit. And it's like so crazy, like when you are in one type of situation and you come out and you're like in a completely like you're in a healthy relationship. And like some of the, like at first when me and my man got together, like I was scared to do things like, well, when we started talking, like I used to like dress revealing and shit like that, and he doesn't care about stuff like that. Because of course, you know, I have self-respect. Like I'm not doing it for other guys to look at me. I'm doing it because I feel good about myself, and that's how I want to look when I go out, and I want to look good for my man. Get like nervous is what I wanted to say. I used to get nervous to like wear stuff, or I used to like find myself asking like, is it okay if I wear this? And he's like, you wear what you want, like you grown ass woman, like why would I tell you that you can't wear stuff? And I would just always tell him like, you know, I'm not used to being with somebody like that. I'm used to be with someone who's like controlling and like would use like scare tactics. Into eyeshadow, I'm gonna use this from the Storybook Cosmetics palette, the Woods color, and then I'm gonna also follow that up with Basket. So I'm gonna go with this one, and then I'm gonna use then I'm gonna use that one up there. All right, so number 3, my camera is acting up. I went under my eye with all the same shadows I used on top. And then I'm gonna go in with this Butter London palette, and I'm gonna start putting Temptress, same way, inner, outer, and underneath my eye. And then I'm gonna blend. That is very pigmented. That this palette is really cute too. I don't know how much this costs. I got it in my BoxyCharm too, so I'm not too sure. But it's really cute. I'm gonna drag. Alright, using my, I can use that gold. Using my Morphe 3502 palette. I'm gonna go in with this very dark brown, and then I'm gonna bring it in with the black. Alright. 3, isolation. So when I mean isolation, I mean like let's say you're living with them, like they don't allow you to like see your friends or your family. They always want you to themselves, like 24/7. You can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. For me, I was moved away from my entire family with the promise that I would be able to visit like whenever I wanted. And then when I tried to do that, it was like a big old problem. Then came the scare tactics, and then like, you know, the controlling habits, which were already there. But it's kind of like, oh, why do you always have to be over there? Like, what's over there? How come you know, you have to be traveling so much? Meanwhile, like my family was like in a whole different state, and I was just coming to visit, and my friends too. But like, yeah, isolation. And that sucks because, and that goes also to like not allowing you to be friends with people. I know that there was people that I grew up with, that I went to school with, that I was friends with, that before I was with this person, and I wasn't allowed to be friends with them, or else they would break up with me because of like, you know, their own jealousy also. But I cannot be friends with them, so like keeping me away from all my friends. And there was one friend that I was allowed to be friends with, and that's because he was friends with her too, and we already talked about that individual in a different video. And you know, you saw how that went down. So like things like that, like keeping you away, trying to keep you isolated, that's like a major red flag. Like if you're in a relationship with somebody and they don't allow you to be friends with anybody, they want you to cut everybody off for them because they just want you to themselves, that's scary. And you need to get out of that relationship like ASAP, because that can turn into something like way worse. Thankfully for me, like I've never been like in a physically abusive relationship. Maybe like verbally and like psychologically abusive, but like never like that. That would just be crazy. Number 4, turning arguments against you. This is a big thing. So for example, you catch him like talking to another female, or you you know, you guys are just arguing over something and it was their fault. They're the ones that were in the wrong, but then they flip it on you. They make it about you being wrong. They make it about how you're always against them, and like basically like trying to make you feel bad so that, okay, gotta take a sip, hold on. Basically trying to make you feel bad for the argument or the issue, as if it was your fault, when in reality it was their fault, but they just like turned it on you. That's so crazy. Like thinking, I literally, now that I'm older and more mature and like out of the situation, like I've sat some days and you know when you just like reevaluate your life and you just think about like all the stuff that you've gone through, and I was like, and when I was making this list, I'm like, yo, like all of these things were like definitely happening in my relationship, and I was too blind or too stupid, too immature to see the signs. And a lot of these things would irk me, like they would piss me off. I'm like, why is this person like this? Like why doesn't, like, what did I do for him not to trust me? Am I like a horrible like woman to be with, or like am I like not a good girlfriend or wife or whatever it was, like that this person feels this way about me or like about the things that I do. So like, and that's all because like in this particular relationship, it was like all about like the control and like, you know, making me feel less than what I really was so that they can have like the power. And that's so terrible in a relationship. You should never feel like less than, or like, or we're gonna get into the next one. So that was number 4, turning arguments against you. And then we're gonna jump into eyeshadow, because we got one more, and this one like takes the cake for me in particular. All right, so I'm going in with that same brush that I just used before, and I'm gonna go in with the black, but very lightly, because you know how black could get really messy. And I'm just gonna dab that on the inner corner here. I'm gonna dab that in the inner corner here, and then I'm going to drag it slowly into the crease. It feels so good though to like not, when I was making this list, so I was like talking about my relationship, like thinking about my relationship and how like things are now. And like, honestly, I don't have any of this in my relationship whatsoever. Like my man does not control me, because he knows that like I'm a loyal woman. I'm not gonna do anything like grimy that's just like not me. And he trusts me on top of that. Like he has no reason to like even think that he needs to be in control of my money or like who I talk to and stuff like that. Like it's not about that. Like of course in a relationship you need to have trust. That's big. I can understand if you are in a relationship and you or your partner have done like crazy shit, like you cheated or like you're a liar or whatever the case is. I can understand then why you would be like wanting to know where they go or who they're with, because you know you don't have that trust. Like, you know, you've had something happen to you that's like a trauma, something that's happened to you that like, you know, then you feel like you need to be in control and always know where they are, who they're with, and you're gonna be questioning what they're doing all the time, because they betrayed you. They kind of like, they lost your trust. So that's understandable. But if you're in a relationship and you've never done anything to like have this person feel, or to make this person feel like they can't trust you, there's no reason why they need to know who, what, where, when, why, and how. Like, I'm a grown woman, but like in a relationship, if one person was like that, then it had to be like two-sided. Like, so if you're gonna be asking me who I'm with or what I'm doing all the time, then I'm gonna do the same thing to you. And then it's like that, always that back and forth, and then you're arguing and like, you know, you're always going through like mad drama because you don't trust each other, whatever it is. Granted, I'm gonna say that I wasn't perfect in my prior relationship. I'm not perfect now. Like, I'm sure that like I do a lot of stupid shit, but nothing to the extent that my man is gonna be like, oh, I can't trust you, because no. Like, I'm a very loyal person. You loyal to me, I'm gonna be loyal to you. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to make another, speaking of loyalty and like knowing when you're like your significant other is cheating or like telling the truth, I'm gonna have to make that another video, because I was having like conversations with my brother and my sister-in-law a while back, and I was telling them how, like, thinking back now on situations that I went through in like my past relationship, like I know now that this person was not being loyal to me, and they were like cheating on me, but my dumb ass was so oblivious to like all the stuff that was going on. I feel like for me, like I was just like, if I don't know the truth, like it's not gonna hurt me, so whatever. And I guess you kind of like, you're gambling with like, you know, getting hurt or whatever when you're in a relationship, and it is like that. Like if you don't know about it, like it's not gonna hurt you. But I mean, I don't think that that's like a good like relationship, or like a good basis for a relationship. Like, oh, okay, they might or might not cheat on me, which it could happen. But like to have that mindset like I used to have, like, well, as long as I don't see it, then like it's like not happening. Like this is just a little tip too, when you're doing eyeshadow, you know, sometimes it gets like a little like blotchy. I would, if you're able to, or maybe you could even pull up your eye and blend like this, so that you can like blend out some of that. But I can most of the time, well, this eye I can lift up my brow, but this eye, just to like get in there, just blend. All right, so it should look something like this. I'm gonna go in with a little more black and a smaller brush, just to target it on the corners a little more, just to like deepen it up. It's looking crazy, but I'm telling you, once I start putting the glitter and like my foundation on, it's gonna look so fucking bomb. I cannot wait to see what this is gonna turn out like. So off camera, I just went in and I just like put a little concealer on like the center. It's not perfect, but once we like go in with just gonna blend the top right here. Go on with this just to like kind of round it out a little more. All right, then I'm gonna take some of this glitter goo by Wear Beauty, and I'm gonna put that in the center. This is just to like intensify the color. Use my finger so that it's not super duper sticky. With this like really gold color right here, and I'm just gonna put that in the center, and I'm literally gonna pack the color. Oh, look at that, that looks so bomb. Oh, that looks so bomb. Ooh, I love it. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. So that is like very dark right there. All right, cool, boom. All right, it probably looks really weird now, but trust me, it's gonna look so bomb with the lashes. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with I had done something before and it was just like a major ass fail, so I had to go and try to fix it. So if my eyeshadow looks a little blotchy, well, that's why. All right, so we're gonna finish up and we're gonna wrap up with the last sign, number 5, that you are in a unhealthy relationship, belittling you to make you feel self-conscious, so that you don't feel good about yourself, that your self-esteem is low, so that then you believe that like they're the only person that's gonna love you, or like think that you're beautiful, or like they're gonna be the only person that's gonna want to be with you. So that could be for like little things, like telling you like that you're fat, or that you're too skinny, or that your butt's not big enough, or that, you know, your boob's not big enough, or those are like really big things. Because if a person that you're in a relationship with, obviously at some point that they thought that you were like attractive, or you know, you were their type, but now they're telling you things to make you feel self-conscious, so that you don't feel confident, so that when you like go out, like you think that they're like the only person that's gonna find you attractive. And then so not that you should be looking for anybody else to find you attractive. You should find yourself attractive, and you know, your man should find you attractive. Not that it's wrong to like, you know, for other people to find you attractive. That's okay too, but they do it on purpose because they want to have like that control over you, and they want to like get in your head to kind of, you know, to continue to have control, to make you feel like you're not good enough to be with anybody else, so you never leave them. So if we're doing a recap, number 1 is controlling, number 2 is scare tactics, number 3 is isolation, number 4 is turning arguments against you when they're not your fault, and number 5 is belittling you. I can never say that word, belittling you. So if you are in a relationship and you think about it and those 5 things are happening in your relationship, it might be safe to say that you are in an unhealthy relationship and you need to make some decisions about, like, you know, ending that relationship or having a conversation with your significant other to basically like help them to understand that those things that are happening are not healthy. That's not a good, you know, way to have like a healthy relationship. And hoping that they understand and try to change their ways so that you guys can work. I'm just gonna wrap up the face now too. There's glitter everywhere, but that's fine. I'm gonna go in with some of this spray just to refresh my face. Ooh, and my mouth. Whew. Then I'm gonna go in with this Elemis Pro Collagen Rose Facial Oil. Oh my god, I got this in my BoxyCharm. Ooh, it smells so good. It smells like roses. And it's very, very hydrating. I'm not gonna put too much on my forehead. I'm just gonna put whatever's like left over my hand. Like I said, I had prepped my face, but because like I was sitting here and it was like it already soaked into my face, and then I had to wipe off some of it. We're just gonna go with that just to refresh it. And this is like my OG NARS foundation. This is Fiji. It might look a little dark, which is okay because once we put powders and concealer and everything, it's gonna like lighten up, so that's okay. Let's take a little sip of my Corona. It's so sad to have to think about like that you're in a relationship and like these things are happening, and like sometimes we're in denial. We know that these things are happening, and that that the relationship could be potentially like unhealthy, and then, you know, sometimes we're in denial because we want things to work out. We love this person and we want things to work out with them, because who the hell wants to be in a relationship where their partner's controlling them all the time? That's like abuse. Like that can still be, all these things you can definitely, depending on like how extreme they are, could be seen like you're like in a like domestic violence situation. You know, depending on how bad like these things are. And now like thinking back, and I took, you know, since I'm like in the social work field, like I took some courses where basically, you know, you discuss these things, and like, and you start thinking of like, oh shit, like I was in that type of situation, and at the time I didn't see it as domestic violence, but it definitely is. And it's so sad that to think that I never thought, I was always that person like, oh, I would never let that happen to me. Like if I knew somebody was like controlling me or, you know, trying to be like verbally abusive, like I just wouldn't be with them. But that's so much easier said than done, because when you're in a relationship with somebody and you're like in love and you're like blinded by like your love for them, like you will let like whatever like fly. And now that like I'm an adult, like I know like how I should be treated and what I deserve, like I would never let like half the shit that I let go down in my past relationship go down now. And what's even worse is that like a little bit like I'm being controlled, or like even if that wasn't the intent, if I had that feeling, like I start bugging out, and my man has to bring me back like, girl, I'm not like that, like stop your shit, you know, that's not how like how I intended it to be. But you know, trauma, you know, you get traumatized, and you basically you start thinking that every person or every relationship is gonna be the same way. When you start seeing like little signs and stuff like that, you get scared and you kind of like take a step back and you're like, holy shit, like, you know, you don't want to go through that again. So, but it sucks really bad. All right, let me, I put my foundation on. I'm gonna go in with some concealer. I want to do like a really bright concealer. I'm just gonna go in with this Tarte, but not too much, because that shit is like super duper pigmented. And I'm just gonna go in with a little beauty blender, and I'm just gonna carefully put that underneath. I'm gonna go in with a darker concealer. I just wanted to brighten, since I did use black under my eye. I just wanted to brighten that up a little bit. Bring some light to it so that it's not so dark. You see what that did there? There's like a lot of darkness on the inside. I'll do the same thing over here, very carefully. And I'm gonna bring that up my nose, but not all the way, because I'm like kind of like reverse contouring. I am gonna go in and contour for real, but that out really good. Make sure you're taking out, you're getting in there so you don't have any creases. See how this is looking like really, really white? It's okay. I'm gonna go in with a concealer that's like my shade on top to kind of neutralize that stark white, but it's gonna be very bright. See that? That looks so much better. Same thing for the other side. Alrighty then. I'm gonna contour my face. This is the Hoola contour stick. It looks like this. It's like falling apart. That's why I don't wanna. But I'm just gonna. I like making my nose look really skinny. It's like my new thing. I don't know who I think I am. I think like a Kardashian or something. I'm a crazy woman, and I'm taking my favorite stippling brush and I'm just gonna stipple that into my face. And I do it a little higher. Like I don't go like if I suck in my face, my cheekbones are like down here, but I go a little higher to kind of like give my face the illusion that I have a like deeper, higher cheekbone. That's just the way I like my makeup to look. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. Stipple that into my skin. And into my hairline, because you don't want to have a contoured forehead and then your hairline is like mad, like darker. I mean lighter than the rest of your face. So bring that into your hairline. And I bring it in like I cup my cheekbones, like I smile. And I cup my cheekbones. Buff out that contour on the forehead. And I like to bring that color into my forehead, like to like right here, because my forehead is fucking humongous. And so, you know, when you're contouring, you're like, basically you're putting in shadows to kind of give their face the illusion that like you're slimmer. So I bring it in to like at least right here, so that it's only like this lighter area here, because my forehead is so freaking big. Oh my god, I have a big forehead. But it's okay. I'm still cute even with my big forehead. and get into the hairline. I'm gonna go in with powder. I'm gonna set everything. I'm gonna go in with my butter bronzer. And I'm literally gonna take my big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M551, if you are wondering. And I'm going to just literally set everywhere I put bronzer. And then I take it up like as if I'm using it as blush. I just dust the rest on my neck. Cool. So that is done. Now we are gonna just go back into the brows a little bit just to kind of like define them a little more. I need to go back to my Laura Mercier because I really like the powder. But I'm gonna use the Cover FX. This is the light like setting powder. I like this powder because it doesn't leave your face like super duper dry. Like I feel like the Derma Blend really like mattifies you. This one kind of still like leaves you like dewy, so you don't look super duper matte. And I'm just gonna hold up a second. I need to go on my beauty blender to soak up some of that product. I want no creasing. And I'm just gonna set under my eye. I'm not gonna bake today because I'm not about that baking life today. Plus my skin has been super duper dry because it's winter time. During the winter time my skin gets really dry. So like baking just like makes it worse. I will bake, however, underneath my contour just to define that, but that's fine. But like anywhere like in my T-zone underneath my eyes, I can't bake. I will sometimes, but it's not in my best interest because my skin has been really dry. All right, taking the Beauty Blender and the Derma Blend, and I'm just gonna just cut that a little bit. Go in with that glitter glue thing again because I know that makes it very intense. And I'm just gonna put a little on my hand and then yeah, that looks good. Looks good. Looks very good. Over top as like a bronzer topper. This is another bronzer, but this is the Maybelline City Bronzer. But it looks like this. It's really pretty shade. It has like some shimmer in it. So I'm just gonna use it just like over my the bronzer I have now. And it'll give me like a little color but some sheen too. That's pretty. But it's very pigmented, so don't get crazy with it. It also give me a little sheen, not too crazy. Making me look like a golden goddess. So that's that. Blush. So pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Let me show you what it looks like. It looks like this. Oh my god, I love it. It's like a rosy pink, but it does have some like shimmer to it. That's pretty. I like that. That looks really pretty. Like, it's subtle. I mean, I'm sure you could build it up, but I don't want to look like a clown. So we're just gonna go ahead and just leave it like that. Alright, so I'm gonna go and dust off this bake. I love the way that looks. Like after you bake, like it definitely like defines your contour. Okay, I am going to set my face, bottom lashes, and setting my face. I'm just gonna go in. I need to get a new one. And I kind of miss my MAC Fix Plus, if I'm being honest. So this is the final look. I hope you guys loved it. I hope you guys love this topic. Hope you love watching my beauty sessions and that you continue to tune in because we'll be covering so many topics. There's like endless topics. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave me some love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next beauty session. Bye. Mwah.